guess. I could totally not pay for more Wi-Fi and keep complaining about it.
What happened to the stream?
Everything happened. The internet cut out. My camera
You
started
gotta get
glitching.
you gotta get an Ethernet cable.
I know. Eventually.
Hey, hey, guess what?
What?
Uh, Chicken butt. Got him.
Got him.
Missed. You guys ever hear about Aleister Crowley?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you ever see
We
that
did a deep
Aleister
dive last
Crowley
night.
looks? You ever see Aleister Crowley looks just like Winston Churchill?
No, all I know about him is the song from Ozzy. Mr. Crowley. One of the best guitar solos of all rock is that song, Mr. Crowley.
Look at my stream, Bandy.
Whoa, Easter egg. There's a Q on the wall.
Do you know who Alice Bailey is, Bandy?
Hold on. What the fuck am I looking at?
This is lucistrust.org. So Alice Bailey, she's the author of this encyclopedia, which is in every United Nations headquarters, and she's learned and she's the prodigy of Aleister Crowley.
And she created the framework for the UN. What is this?
This is their spiritual, let's see what they call it. They have a cool word for it. Arcane school. They have an arcane school in the United Nations, and Alice Bailey Encyclopedia to back it up. So like you can go through all the resources on here: meditation, a way of life, esoteric training, and a request for application.
You should apply.
I thought about it, but they're a consulting firm, a nonprofit consulting firm for the United Nations. It's like this is, Aleister Crowley teaching and being a mentor to minds like Alice Bailey. The signature is all over the United Nations, all over the leadership in NATO. So it's very blatant for anybody who's really looking. And they openly call this Lucis Trust. And it used to be called Lucifer Trust. They changed the name. So.
Really?
Yeah. So this idea of, the reversal, the inversion of the truth from the Bible, the most prolific author of that is Aleister Crowley. And
activity. He's just fucking triangles. What?
yeah, it's trippy. Like these are the straight up. This is what the upper echelon or this is your introductory. You get excited about this whole higher consciousness, woke ideology, and you submit an application, and then they vet you. And I bet decades and decades ago that you were ending up in these, sacrifice cults and shit. Like Scientology. You're becoming an actor all of a sudden. You're, whatever. So shit's crazy.
I'm gonna look up the lyrics for Mr. Crowley written by Ozzy.
There you go.
Yeah, that is some dark things about Aleister Crowley. You said that you said that he became a Christian right before he died.
Mr. Crowley, did you talk with the dead? Your lifestyle to me seems so tragic with the thrill of it all. You fooled all the people with magic. You waited on Satan's call. Mr. Crowley, did you think they were pure? Mr. Crowley, in nocturnal rapport, uncovering things that were sacred, manifest on this earth, conceived in the eye of a secret, and they scattered the afterbirth.
Shit is wild. See, here's the truth in it. Like they talk about the fabric of consciousness, world prayer, just disassociate. They get you to do the as above, so below. You can figure out it on your own. You don't need the Holy Spirit discernment. You don't need an individual relationship with some dogmatic human thing that we think we made up. It weaponizes.
Aleister Crowley is like the founder of neo Satanism.
Holy smoking Toledos.
And Ozzy Osbourne singing songs about him is just like such a low state of man worship. It's like, how do you find yourself worshiping a satanic cult leader in your music, and then it gets spread on the radio, and it's like, man, that's some of the darkest things you could participate.
Mm-hmm.
But he turned his life over to God and Jesus and Christ, apparently. So cool. Good for you, Ozzy.
Dude.
It's just nasty, you know? There's such crazy things that happen that we think nothing of. It's like, oh yeah, that's just how life is. It is what it is. Probably the worst catchphrase ever created. It is what it is. Is like, yeah, that's just how things are. There's nothing you can do about it. Just disengage. Yeah, no wonder we're in this
Nothing I can
shithole.
do about it.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
Nothing to see here.
Move along,
There's
folks.
bombshell shit happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this article about the
I just
CCP
logged
was
into my
blowing my
phone,
mind.
right?
The Chinese
whole
Communist
app-
Party. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was gonna read this whole
I'm
article.
fucking. Yeah, I'm mind blown about that. That's a whole dimension. It's a connection. This intelligence agency, the CCP, and systems like it, they've all been like cut off. So like if you look at the legislation that Trump is pushing with the deals he's making with China right now, he's got the agricultural deal that he made with the first administration, and people are like, "Oh, it made no money, no one bought into it, blah blah blah." That's not true. What it's doing is it pre-positioned a cash funnel that already existed. So when these tariffs came in, all of the agricultural deals were in place, untouchable by the tariffs. So who suffered the most in China? It was the CCP, the ones using TikTok and these Temu cheap products and cheap manufacturing to utilize and take advantage of our buyer's market.
Yep.
So all he did is lay siege to the CCP with these tariffs. It has nothing to do with China's infrastructure and the innocent people in China. They're all getting fed better than they ever have from the American infrastructure right now. So it's only the media who would falsify that and try to frame it in a bad way. It gets me
That's a really
stoked
interesting
because
point.
we have to start right, and we have to start realizing like if he's putting his thumb down on the world like this, like I mean, if he's a bad guy, the ship is sailing way off. It's got everything on it too, and whatever he's bringing in is there's nothing going to stop it. So I wonder why people who are against Trump, why aren't they fear mongering? Why aren't they doing that thing of trying to whistleblow or look, it's coming, the big AI, the big control system. I think this is our only chance to stop it because it's coming. You know what I mean? Like it is coming, sure as shit, sure as tomorrow is. So it's is there someone that's going to show up and allow the federal government to be competitive with whatever the private sector is creating with it? Because right now the private sector has totally controlled the government. They have all the intellectual property. They've laundered trillions of dollars of tax dollars behind the national security blanket. It's
Holy shit, you're right, dude. Yo, there's so much fraud that needs to get uncovered and so many people that need to get locked up. It's like, we'll find out. We'll find out soon, dude. They gotta start arresting people. It's crazy because they gotta arrest the people that are responsible for getting arrested for the, you know what I mean? They're responsible for the people getting arrested. gotta arrest them too.
Bingo.
Ugh.
So it's like military, mock governments. And I have all the evidence mapped for this too. The executive order to create a constitutional second White House. So this is basically the ability for like Space Force and branches of the government to create a mock government, which is a copy of it, mapping everything they do through FISA as a surveillance, ultimate surveillance dominance. So what this did was shone a bright light all of a sudden in a dark kitchen. So all the roaches are scattering. And you saw the banks fail in Silicon Valley. They were moving their money. The cartels were moving their laundered money pools out of our bank because they knew that they were about to get caught. So you had a crash, you know, a little crash, no, not too big. They knew it wouldn't be that bad because what did they do? They reset the insurance agencies as well. So none of the laundered money through the insurance could back up those failed banks. So that wasn't insured money that got pulled out. So it got exposed. So they actually got to map a money flow, a money channel. So now what are they probably doing? Mapping where that money goes, and by inference of it disappearing, who's in the most pain from it, and who's acting like they're not in pain from it. That's the game that was played during that little section. So now we've evolved past, I guess, panic in DC, right? Because they're exposing the insider trading, all of their money access. So now without all their fake infrastructure and resources, they're flopping. You've seen them flop like fish. Biden looked like a total retard. Their infrastructure fell apart. They made terrible decisions. It was all just this slow, incremental breakdown of the system itself, just to get to a point where we might ask a real question, right? Maybe we'll have a real question asked sometime this year. I don't know. I think I'm ranting more than weaving now, but
I'm understanding everything you're saying, and it's all valid.
appreciate that.
We're in a pickle, to say the least. This is a big ass pickle.
Fucking salty pickle.
So, the solution. What is the solution? Lock everyone up, even the innocent. They'll get released when we find out that they're innocent.
Generals gather in their messes,
Ooh, that's a good one.
just like witches and like messes.
Mm-hmm.
Bodies burning.
Man, I'm trying not to get petty and talk about things that no one knows about. It's a funny little thin line.
What do you guys think about fucking Devin Nunes?
Let's listen to the fucking song.
I just listened to it the first 3 minutes while you're. Well, it was like.
Listen to Mr. Crowley by Ozzy Osbourne. Dope song.
Okay.
Written by the same dude.
Why not?
All right, I'm listening to it in the background. Okay, what do you guys know about Devin Nunes?
Nothing.
Not a single thing. Like nothing pops up in your head on him.
I've heard his name. I don't know what he's involved in at the moment.
Okay. So he is one of the board owners of Truth Social.
Okay, Donald Trump's fake Twitter.
Yep. And he used to be the chair of Donald Trump's Intelligence Advisory Board.
In 2016?
Yep. And then so I researched that, right? I was like, I knew he got appointed, but I went and checked. Guess what? He never stopped serving. He's been continually serving as the chair of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board since he got reappointed January 20. So as soon as Trump came back in, he got reappointed. And I didn't even catch that. Like it just shoo right over my head. So you've got a guy like I bring this up often. Who are the white hats that are strategizing behind Trump? If I'm going to make such a bold claim, right? Well, now I have at least 4 names. I've got Devin Nunes, Jack Posobiec, Dan Scavino. Can anyone guess another one? I feel like that's a trend. You know what I mean? That's a good trend. If you don't know who Jack
I don't know
Posobiec is,
any
he's
of
the
these names. Yeah.
okay, yeah, Jack Posobiec. He's the co-host of the Charlie Kirk show, so he's helping Charlie Kirk strategize around this on-the-ground grassroots movement to wake up the young people to vote for Trump. Dan Scavino, he is the John Podesta of the MAGA party. He's a brilliant political strategist. So Dan Scavino, he's literally the, I think the mastermind behind the political part behind the MAGA movement. I see Posobiec, Scavino, and Nunes. And what's Nunes doing? He's got legitimate clearance as a chair of President's Intelligence Advisory Board. So he's channeling all this into these like grassroots movements and leaving a channel open. True Social is just a channel of communication. It is an
Oh.
uncensored chip. Yes. So they're speaking in fucking steganography on True Social.
What? What is that again? I've heard that term. That's when you're using code words and all. It's just like random cryptic, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much all kinds of
Basically,
codes. Yeah, that's crazy. That makes
yeah, it's
sense
like I
actually.
can send you yeah, like I could go and paint and draw, you know, a random picture, right? Just maybe I'm cloaking it as I'm sending you a graphic for our YouTube channel, right? Hey, check this photo out, bro. You know, and you know how to load it into a encryption software, or you know visibly you know how to read the words on it in a way that you already pre-decided, like some sort of Caesar cipher or something, and you're seeing a totally different image. So they're blatantly giving out intel to the public in the form of steganography because it gives plausible deniability. You can't break an NDA by releasing a steganographized image, if that makes sense. And what's the encryption key? It's language. It's culture. It's not numbers. It's not language. That's why they can't prove it in court. Holy fuck.
Oh my goodness. Social media is encrypted with what was it called again? Stenography?
Yeah, steganography. So like
Steganography.
they're basically, I think they've already told, yeah. So I think they've already told us everything that's about to happen, basically, which fits into the whole designed opposition possibility too. They simply code in because they got to kind of tell us the truth.
Wow.
So like Mr. Crowley by Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, I've been ripping it in the background. It's nice. I'm gonna put it on my loudspeakers. Let's see.
Cool. Hmm.
Aleister Crowley.
I don't like thinking that I'm playing safe. I'm like, am I holding myself back? What am I not talking about
Take
that I think I should be? Oh wow. Oh, fuck TikTok, dude. TikTok is the most annoying platform to ever try to make content on.
It actually is really clunky. Like when I go on there, I feel like I just can't find anything I'm interested in because there's no searching. I don't know what to search for. It's just like so weird.
Yeah, everything is
Feels like
just
Vine.
you're getting sent into. My bad. Yeah, everything is just like you're just getting sent into something that you're not actually interested in. Just constantly.
Highly curated.
What else is going on? Dude, this has been a great
You ever
start.
heard of
This has
Bike
been
from
epic.
Around the World?
Say again.
Nice.
What'd you say?
Mike from Around the World?
Nope.
He's okay, so the steganography aspect, I think another layer of that is like right now there's tons of popular streams you can watch, like live streams. like tons of preachers, tons of random political podcasters, current events, weather people, blah blah blah. Inside these channels, people are figuring something out. There's like a lot of people that want, like, once you build a viewership, there's not any new viewers that you're at risk of saying something that are going to report you or get you shadow banned. Or once you have an installed community, right, of like actual loyal fans, you can bring on a guest speaker, you can bring on, somebody to talk about a topic that may otherwise not be doable, if that makes sense. So the best example I found for this are these like preachers. So like Jack Hibbs, Paul Beagley, um, there's a Billy Crone. I could look at my YouTube channel, look at like probably a list of 10. They are having guest speakers from like Israel ex-military, FEMA disaster response, top level military, federal employees, uh, blah blah blah. Right? Just all sorts of job titles, and these guys are coming on and doing like town hall meetings with these preachers on like Wednesday nights, emergency town hall news meeting, right? And they're doing like world decodes. Okay, what's really going on with Israel and Gaza, and like what's really doing, okay, here's what the government's doing that they're not telling you, like all this weird insight. Um, but no one really knows it. It's not viral content. But there's, Paul Beagley's got 300 or 700,000 subs. Jack Hibbs has 700,000 subs. Billy Crone's got 600,000 subs on YouTube. These guys they have a following of who? The Christian community, probably MAGA, right? 60 to 80 million people take the 10% rule. It kind of comes out that's about the viewership. You look at like Benny Johnson, stuff. It's that viewership. So they're drip feeding through so many different channels now, including these covert like whistleblowers on normal podcasts that I think most people are mentally prepared for what's coming, and they've done that very well. Like the boomers, I've heard it like other people say it, like boomers, there's a lot of Q-tards in the boomers. Like, fuck yeah, there are. Because a lot of these people have, they've seen the attacks on their kids. They may not have a hierarchical view on the conspiracy and criminality of it, but they see the truth behind what's being drip fed to them. So I worry a lot about Jack Hibbs' channel. I know that was a lot, sorry, but
Well, the sad truth about it is like, yeah, dude, the drip feed is basically them creating the desensitization. It's like we are getting drip fed horrifying concepts about corrupt politics, and they're drip feeding us so we think it's okay. Like little by little, we're getting these crumbs of like, oh my god, there's so much corrupt politics, and by the time that they're already telling us the absolute worst of the worst, we've already accepted, the Epstein's and the Hillary stuff. This drip feed idea is so fucking true.
yeah, no one ever really stops to question, who was allowing Epstein to exist. Why was he able to get away with that at such a high level when me and you can't even get away with stealing bubblegum at Walmart?
Dude, there's people sitting in prison way longer than these absolute vile, sad excuses for living creatures. I don't even know if they're really alive.
Please.
Nickel? Oh, swear to God. Oh yeah, we gotta speak nice. I think we're live streaming.
I don't care.
I thought we stopped.
I don't think they're gonna do anything to my visibility when I'm live. It's like it goes under review, post the live, and then they decide whether or not it can stay up.
Hey,
Or they would have just struck it already, if anything. I think they strike immediately if there's any flaggable.
dude, it's crazy. People don't even know that, like, America has crazy shit, bro. Crazy shit.
Who's missing from this? Where's
Island was a cloning facility.
who's trying to be a part of this?
Clonade.
Oh yeah, I meant to look that up. I gotta actually find out about that.
It's wild. It's wild.
Clonade.
I think if you look up Kid Buu, he's the rapper that snapped and started talking about how he's a clone and he knows about Clonade, the company, and all. You know, he's just kind of word saladed about it.
I'm about to look this up.
Cabbage Patch Babies.
Oh, you know
with
about it?
cloned babies.
Damn, you
Oh,
heard
yeah.
about the Cabbage Patch. That's dope.
Yep. It's all connected. It goes back. That's why a lot of people, this old world, why Telegram's blown up with it, because it's, I think they're trying to spin it into this, you know, all history is fake, you know, and this powerful, there's no chance anybody could defeat them dichotomy. But it's really just a cover up for they've been cloning and farming babies to have undocumented, right? They're not. It's a lot easier to traffic people that aren't even on anybody's radar. That's what the Obama healthcare system did. It allowed them to find people that weren't on people's radar in America. You know, kids that were being ignored by their parents and by the medical system and blah blah blah. And so once they got abused and had proof of it, you know, they had a facility in a lot of these hospitals where they'd print off the government order to take the child from their parents, have it up in the top room in like 10 minutes, and have the kid off to a foster facility where they can traffic them within the day. And this is a link to the 400,000 plus children
Oh
that are
my
disappearing.
god.
You know,
Oh my
making
god.
fun
When
of
that
people.
gets revealed, yeah, people are definitely going to riot. That's going to be scary. It's a lot of people off at once.
Yep.
Why is it taking everybody so long to get upset about this? Fuck, dude. Once they're actually protesting against that, it's like, oh yeah, we don't want, you know, human trafficking within politics. And it's like, oh yeah, I'll go to that rally. Yeah, I'm screaming at them.
Yep. They've effectively convinced most people this stereotype status quo. Like, don't be the weirdo that tries to expose something you're not sure of. You know, it's a basic. You know, it's like a basic healthy mindset people I think should have in a normal world.
I get it.
Yeah.
This has been one of the best trial runs for going live on a platform for the first time I've done so far. So the maximum people I saw in my list was 6 people. That's not bad for a first stream. I gotta say, my stomach actually kind of wanted.
I had a
I'm
fat
gonna end the
breakfast
YouTube
growing up.
stream for a second.